Hi everyone, I'm Jenny, and today I want to share something with you because I believe many women, especially moms, immigrants, and dreamers like me can relate. Is about how I went from, being stuck, distracted, and frustrated to finding focus, starting my online business, and start building a life where I can choose how I live. So let's rewind back to August 2022. I was a new mom living in Germany, no family nearby, no grandparents to help, trying to juggle motherhood and career. And then my phone broke, like completely dead. And normally I would rush to replace it with all my usual app, but this time, so something inside me said, what if I wait before I replace it? Normally, I've been a Samsung person, but my husband had one of his previous iPhone, which was actually in a good condition. He offered that I can use it until I figure out which phone I wanted to get. So I accepted the offer and I made a straight decision to just put my SIM card and no social media app download. I didn't download any social media, not even WhatsApp at first, because I wasn't sure how I felt about using iPhone. That is how much trust I had, me using iPhone. I told myself it was just temporary, just until my son's birthday party was over, which was approaching at that time. And it was really keeping me busy with the planning. But something unexpected happened. So 3 weeks passed, and I realized I wasn't constant reaching for my phone anymore. You know that feeling when you pick up your phone for no reason, just out of habit. It was gone. I didn't have it anymore. It was gone. And during my son's birthday, I wasn't worried about getting, the perfect Instagram photos. I was just there, present, living the moment, enjoying that moment. And that's when it hit me that I have been really distracting myself with the social media apps. So after a month, I went back to using my Samsung phone, but I kept the commitment. No more social media, just WhatsApp to just stay connected with the people who truly mattered. But let me be honest with you guys, it wasn't easy for me. As a migrant, most of my family and friends were and still back in my home country or scattered in different cities across Germany. So social media have been my lifeline. So I moved to Germany in my early 20s and I had a chance to study computer science, so-called Angewandte Informatik in Germany. It was a dream come true, and I'm very grateful to God for the opportunities. So working in IT field was and still amazing, and I had dreams for my career. But when I became a mom, my whole world shifted. I had imagined I could easily juggle work and motherhood. I even tried to take on a big project 3 months after giving birth, but the reality hit me hard. With no nearby family support, raising a small child in a foreign country, especially in Germany, it wasn't as simple as I thought. It's still not. I had initially planned to go back to work after a year of maternity leave. But when that year was up, I couldn't leave my baby. So I extended my leave for another unpaid year. Then 2020 hit, and my son was supposed, he was 2 by then, and my son was supposed to start kindergarten at the end of the year. But with the COVID-19, the kindergarten kept closing. You would wake up in the morning, get him ready, and then boom, the kindergarten closed. It was chaotic. I remember thinking, hey, Jenny, something has to change here. I realized I needed more time with my family and flexibility in my work. So with my IT job, I had the flexibility. I could work from home. However, I had to work at a specific time, as well after specific hours. So I didn't have time flexibility. So around that time, I was super active on social media, especially Instagram. Anytime I felt bored or overwhelmed, I would just start scrolling. You know how you tell yourself just 5 minutes, and then the next thing you know, 2 hours are gone. That was me. Comment down below if you can relate. By the end of the day, I felt so drained because let us be real. The thing I was consuming wasn't helping me at all. And so at the beginning of 2020, I decided I need to find a side hustle. So I started researching online business idea, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. The more I researched, the more overwhelmed I got. And when I got overwhelmed, I go right back to social media for that easy distraction. It became this endless circle. Another year went by and I realized, Jenny, you're not making any progress. What was holding me back? It wasn't the idea. It was the time I was wasting on social media, scrolling endlessly through Instagram stories and TikToks. You know how it is. So now, looking back, I realized I wasn't just busy. I was just using social media to escape. Every time life felt hard, I would scroll. 5 minutes turned into 2 hours. I kept researching a side hustle and online business. But every time I got overwhelmed, I would escape back into Instagram and TikTok. So another year passed, no real progress, just a lot of scrolling. When my phone broke, it was like God was telling me, Jenny, if you want a different life, you have to make different choices. So that got to me so hard. And at that moment, I decided, okay, now I have to make a different choice. If this social media is making me or keeping me stuck, I have to make a different choice. And I decided to quit. Without constant instruction, I finally had space to dream again. And not just dream, but, to take action because that is the hardest. So I discovered Amazon FBA. I learned how to find product. I navigated German bureaucracy, which is not a joke. Yeah. So 8 months later, I launched my first product. I was so proud. Yeah. And if I had stayed glued to social media, honestly, it would have taken me longer than even 8 months. But this isn't just a story about quitting social media. It's about realizing you don't have to leave home to build your dream. Wealth is global, and so are your opportunities. Yeah. I built a business here, but I realized you can build freedom from anywhere, from wherever you are. You don't have to leave your home. You don't have to leave your family to create, the life you dream of. And if I can start as a mom and a migrant, so can you. So here is my challenge to you. Imagine who you could become if you could give yourself just a little more focus. Just a little more focus. Maybe it is start with deleting one app. Maybe it start with believing you deserve more. And if you feel stuck or overwhelmed, start small, but just start because start is the hardest. Just start. So, guys, on this channel, I'll be sharing more of my real journey, the wins, the mistakes, which are so many, the lessons I have learned, and simple steps you can follow to build your own freedom. If that sounds like what you need, subscribe and join this journey with me. And tell me in the comment below, what's one thing you would do different if you had more focus in your life? Just comment below. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay empowered.